If you read my book, Between Death and Life, that's the story of what happens when you die and where you go afterwards. When I wrote that book, it was a combination of hundreds and hundreds of people. I figure if all these people are saying the same thing, then there has to be some truth to it. I think it's as good as a scientific investigation. If you have a repeatable phenomena over and saying the same thing, there's got to be something to it. But all of these people, when I was writing the book Between Death and Life, were all telling me the same thing. They all described the death experience the same way. They all described where they went the same way, and it's still continuing now. I take them through the death experience at the end of the past life regressions. A lot of hypnotists won't do that. They're afraid something's going to happen. But these are where you get your information. Because by taking the person through the death experience, you may find the reason for their problems in this life, especially their phobias or their... So you have to take them through the death experience. I found they were all saying the same thing. They were all describing the same thing over there. They were all describing what happened. That once you get over there, you do a preview of your past life you just left. There's all kinds of guides, elders, masters. There's boards, councils that help us with all of these things. And they're all there to advise you. There is no condemnation. There is never any judgment. That's only this world that does those kind of things. When you get over there, they show you your past life. They show you everything you did. And a lot of it you're not going to be very happy with. But another thing about it, they show it to you from the other person's viewpoint. That's hard, because then you'll say, I didn't know I hurt them like that. I didn't know what I said hurt them that bad. I didn't know it affected them that way. You suddenly see it from the other person's viewpoint. This is where karma really comes in. When you're in the middle of it, you don't realize it. You think going through your life, and you don't realize you're actually hurting people. The person's side. There's no God sitting on a throne who's going to judge you and punish you. You look at your past life, you judge yourself. There's no harsher judge than you yourself. You see it and you think, that wasn't right, I've got to pay that back. And you design the way it's going to happen. You say, okay, I've got to go back, I've got to meet this person again, and you talk to them, you say, let's work it out this way. We didn't do such a good job, did we? This time you be the husband, I'll be the wife. We'll reverse roles around. It happens all the time. So, you come back with a little plan that this is what I'm going to do. I want to get it over with. Because karma, it's what goes around comes around. There's no escaping it. If it doesn't happen in this life, a lot of it is happening now because we want to get it over with. But if it doesn't, it'll happen in the next life or maybe 100 years from now. But you're never going to get out of what you have done. And there's also good karma. But you make these decisions. This is what I want to pay back with this person. What's happening now, we are getting so bogged down into this, we're not paying it back. We just keep coming back again and again and again, making the same mistakes over and over again. Earth is a school. You come here to learn lessons. They said Earth is a challenging planet. The main lessons you come here to learn is emotions and limitations. They're not experienced on a lot of other planets. Here we experience them in depth, emotions and limitations. And over there you look at it, you say, oh, I can do that. That's no problem. Love, hate, jealousy, I can handle that. That doesn't sound so bad. But then you get in here, it's a lot different. This is a planet of free will. You come in with your nice little plan, all wrapped up like a Christmas present. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get out. I don't have to come back anymore. But you get down here and everybody else has got their nice little plans, and that's free will. We don't realize what's happening. And Earth is a school where you can't skip a grade, but you can take the grade over again. You don't get to go on to the next lesson until you've learned this lesson. You can't graduate. You can't jump from kindergarten to college. You have to go step by step. And if you're not getting it, you'll be repeating the same thing again and again. How many of you in your life now see that? The same thing over and over. I keep drawing the same kind of a woman, same kind of a situation. When am I going to get out of this? It's because you haven't figured out what it's trying to teach you. Once you figure out what it's trying to teach you, then you go on to the next lesson, which may or may not be better. It may be worse, but it's all about learning. And if you don't learn, you have to come back and do the whole same thing all over again with the same people. And people say, I don't want to do that. I've had enough of this. I don't want to come back with the same people again. But if you don't learn it, this is what it's destined to do. You don't get out of it. And Earth is not the only school that you go to. People tell me they're so surprised to find out they've had one past life on Earth. I said, oh, that's just the beginning, just the very tip of the iceberg. You've lived on other planets. You've lived in other dimensions. Earth is a very young planet. It's isolated over here in this part of the solar system. You have been around forever, since the beginning, having adventures. You've lived in other planets, other dimensions. You've had bodies that were just pure energy. I get this all the time with the people I'm working with. They don't go to past lives here on Earth. They go to other dimensions where they have bodies you can't even believe. And when you finish your life here, finally you're going to get through eventually, then maybe you'll say, well, okay, I just think I'm going to go over to this other planet over here, the other dimension, and I'll experience that for a while. So it's a constant learning that's going on all of the time. Now, what I found is that we all came from God. There is no evil, there is no bad, there is no good. It's all energy. And what do you do with that energy? You can use it for good, you can use it to hurt people. It's all energy, and this is how you accumulate the karma. It all did begin with God. But that's why there's no judgment over there, because it's all experiences. Everybody has had something bad happen in their life. But you look at it, learn anything from it. If you learned even one thing from the experience, that was the purpose of the experience. You didn't, you're going to have to take it again until you learn it.